Chapter 51 Fangirl Meng Yiran. The characteristics of the soul-breaking knife. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Suddenly, a rush of warmth flooded Oscar's meridians. He looked back to see Tang Lan with a hand on his shoulder, channeling the potent internal energy of the nine-yang divine art into him. Sect Master. Oscar said, touched. We're almost at Star Do Forest. Enough talk, Tang Lan said firmly. Tang Sect's second rule, never abandon, never give up. Oscar was even more moved. He was glowing with emotion. Bro, where'd you get that sect rule? Tang San asked quietly. Never heard of it. He sounded miffed. This is how you get respect. I need to step up my game. Tang Lan pretended not to notice and smiled, just felt inspired and made it up on the spot. Tang San's lip twitched. Just like that? Why do I feel like I'm always one-upped? But looking at Tang Lan's smiling face, Tang San dismissed it. He's always looking out for me. I must be imagining things. Near the edge of the Star Do Forest, Tang Lan called for a break so everyone could eat a recovery sausage and get in top shape. Then, he laid out the game plan. Old Xiao, you take point and clear the path. Xiao Wu and Zhu Qing, patrol the flanks. If attacked, don't engage, fall back to the group. Rongrong and Xiao Ao in the middle, with Tang San and Dai Mubai each covering one. I'll bring up the rear to watch for ambushes. Any questions? Not everyone was good with it. Except for Zhao Wuji, who looked like he had something stuck in his craw. Old Zhao, spit it out. Ain't like you to hold back, Tang Lan teased. Alright, fine. Zhao Wuji blurted. Leading the way's cool, but what about the training? Can we at least throw in some thousand-year soul beasts? Tang Lan smiled, so that's what's eating him. He looked around and saw most of the others agreed. Tang Lan sighed inwardly. You're all naturally gifted with high-level soul power. Plenty of ways to level up without risking your necks in the Star Do Forest. 80% of Shrek's 64 students are expected to die in battle. That's a problem. Xiao Ao's third soul ring's theoretical limit is 1,800 years. Adding 3 bits of whale gum for an extra 1,000 makes it 2,800. The outer zone is mostly 10 and 100-year soul beasts, so we'll be moving through to mixed zones. Meaning there are 10,000-year soul beasts, and who is going to fight them? Tang San glanced instinctively at the only power attack type. Dai Mubai's face twitched. What are you looking at me for? A 10,000-year soul beast is a soul king's target, not a soul grandmaster's death wish. Zhao Wuji looked sheepish, thinking about it. Shrek's survival rate was pretty grim. If they needed combat experience, there were spirit fighting arenas, academy competitions, or master tournaments. The Star Do Forest was overkill. Good, glad we cleared that up. Tang Lan nodded. One more thing. No need to kill soul beasts that aren't a threat. We aren't after their rings, so leave them for others who need them. Nobody present had a bloodthirsty streak, so there were no objections. Xiao Wu smiled sweetly. She was never keen on hunting, even if it was vital for humans to advance. Reducing unnecessary killings was always a good thing. Following Tang Lan's plan, Zhao Wuji went ahead, entering the Star Do Forest's outer limits. The aura of a 7-ringed soul saint blasted out, and the weak, low-level soul beast sensed danger and ran for their lives in the opposite direction. The occasional 1,000-year soul beast too dumb to flee didn't dare to confront Zhao Wuji. Instead, they tried to sneak an attack from behind, hoping to snatch the little guy Tang Lan, and then they got roped. Seriously? What's everywhere in this Star Do Forest? Wrong. It's the blue-silver grass. These beasts thought they were sneaky, stepping on blue-silver grass to surprise the Emperor. The blue-silver Emperor's tenacity was such that even low-level 10,000-year soul beasts couldn't easily break free. These 1,000-year guys were straight-up food delivery. Tang Lan happily obliged. He activated his double pupils, inhaling like a black hole. The life energy was turned into soul power, stored in the pupils, and boosted the lifespan. When it became too much, he redirected it to Xiao Wu and Zhu Qing to help them keep going. The two had been darting around, harassed by soul beasts and burning a lot of energy. Ning Rongrong, ever vigilant, kept a close eye on them, ready to provide backup. The others, mostly chilled, while on guard, they started discussing what kind of soul beast would suit Oscar. That frost wolf's not bad. Maybe it could add ice to your sausage, Xiao Ao. Dai Mubai suggested. Nah, Tang San countered. Frost wolf tails grow 1 centimeter every 50 years. That one's 24 centimeters long, making it only 1,200 years old. Ning Rongrong was surprised Tang San knew that, but then again, Tang Lan had his Tang sect encyclopedia. Following his brother around, Tang San was bound to have picked up something. So, Master, what do you think I should hunt? Oscar asked respectfully. Tang San started to speak, then paused. He'd intended to have Oscar absorb functional soul beast rings, animal ones being best, but Tang Lan's encyclopedia, with its addendum on martial soul mimicry, said that rings of the same type could provide a power-up. Oscar's sausage soul, better with plant or animal rings. He was stumped. Tang San silently channeled his martial soul and asked Tang Lan via the blue-silver grass. Tang Lan mentally replied, absorb the right one when you find it. Tang San gaped, then laughed. Right, Star Do Forest was massive. What they found was fate. He repeated, just find the right fit. Don't get hung up on the type. Tang Lan twitched, watching Tang San relay his advice to Oscar. Yu Xiaogang student through and through, plagiarism as a knee-jerk reaction. They traveled further until reaching mixed zones. Something sighted. Zhu Zhuqin called. 10 o'clock. Snake flying 3 meters up. Bloody red comb on its head, fan-shaped tail, heading our way, but it's wobbly, like it's hurt. Oh. Tang San said loudly. Phoenix-tailed crested snake. Could be a good fit for Xiao Ao. How long? Wing color. Light red, 6 to 8 meters. Tang San started calculating. Tang Lan cut in. 1,300 to 1,800 years. Too low for Oscar. Too bad. The coxcomb snake itself isn't poisonous, but it's lightning fast. The comb stores nutrients for sudden boosts. Xiao Ao, a soul ring from that creature would boost your speed skills. His assessment was logical and everyone nodded. Pity it was too young. Without the whale gum, it'd be perfect. Oscar lamented. They considered avoiding it, but the snake headed right for them. Xiao Wu was about to take care of it when a ball of life soul blue-silver emperor exploded under the snake, binding it tight. Tang Lan's third skill, life burial. He took a deep breath. And the snake shriveled. Hold up, Tang Lan cautioned. Looks like someone hunted it. Let's take a look. As he spoke, 2 figures flew in from the direction of the snake, an old woman and a girl. Chao Tianxiang and Meng Yiran. Tang Lan had already sensed them with the blue-silver grass. He'd just been ignoring them. Meng Yiran looked maybe 16, with short hair and a neat outfit that gave her a sharp air, a definite cutie. Right now, her dark eyes were glued to Tang Lan. What a handsome guy. Chao Tianxiang's gaze was wary. She showed 6 soul rings, yellow, yellow, purple, purple, and black, cupped her hands to Zhao Wuji, and said, I am Chao Tianxiang. Friends in the Soul Master world call me Snake Woman. My husband, Meng Shu, is known as Duke Long. This is my granddaughter, Meng Yiran. I was tracking that snake for my granddaughter's 3rd ring. To prove it, there are 2 scars on the snake's belly and 1 under its wing from my cane. I hope you can give Snake Woman face. I promise to pay you back if I can. Her etiquette was flawless, and the evidence was solid. She offered enough respect, but she was talking to the wrong person. Zhao Wuji stepped back, gesturing for Tang Lan to take over. 7 rings rose under his feet, yellow, yellow, purple, black, and black, demonstrating his strength. He stood up for Tang Lan. When he and Tang Lan were shoulder to shoulder, he whispered. Sect Master, Snake Woman isn't scary, but Duke Long is a soul Douluo, and they have a fusion skill, Dragon Snake Fusion Strike. Titled Douluos have few rivals. Tang Lan nodded and stepped forward. Chao Tianxiang tensed. looking at Tang Lan's face, she wondered who he was. Meng Yiran was already greeting him. "Hey, I'm Meng Yiran. What's your name?" Wow star, total flirt. In the original story, Meng Yiran was a stone-cold hottie. What happened? Oh, right, Tang San hadn't awakened the blue-silver emperor yet, and his looks were average. Tang Lan got it. 3 rings rose under his feet, yellow, and purple. Meng Yiran was stunned, younger than her, and already a Soul Grandmaster. Qiao Tianxiang now knew that Tang Lan was someone important. She pulled Meng Yiran behind her and smiled. "You haven't asked the gentleman his name." "Tang sect, Tang Lan," Tang Lan replied. He thought Qiao Tianxiang wouldn't recognize him, but her expression changed. She studied him carefully. She cautiously asked, "The Tang sect that works with the Qibao glazed sect, *O*, star. That news shouldn't be out yet." "How'd you know?" Tang Lan asked. That was basically an admission. Qiao Tianxiang sighed. "My husband, Meng Shu, works in the Tiando Empire and happened to review the gun soul weapons. When he got back, he told me. The Tang sect leader is a real prodigy. You need the snake. Take it." Saying that, she went to pull Meng Yiran away. Well, that's the Fighting Empire's opinion of the Tang sect, star. "Wait." Tang Lan stopped her. "We don't need the snake. If you want it, take it." Qiao Tianxiang stopped. Surprised, she turned around and nudged Meng Yiran forward. "Yiran, thank Sect Master Tang." Meng Yiran stood her ground, scrutinizing Tang Lan, but she said, "You actually developed the Python revolver and Uzi? You've heard of them?" Tang Lan was surprised. "I thought I only sent out a test batch." Meng Yiran puffed out her chest, a mutton-fat white jade ring flashed on her wrist, and a long cloth bag appeared. She parted the strips of cloth. Inside, there were short blades without guards, flying knives. "This is my soul-breaking knife. It ignores soul defense to a certain degree and can be thrown barehanded. It's like your firearm's soul weapon. But you just use ordinary Baiyang steel and actually get that effect. Is it the magic of the bullet?" Tang Lan blinked, ignoring some soul defense. The original story of the soul-breaking knife didn't emphasize that. Tang San couldn't help but step forward and ask. "What metal is this soul-breaking knife made of?" Meng Yiran, who was so talkative, now scowled at Tang San. "I'm talking to my idol. But out." Tang San choked. But Tang Lan laughed. She had a little crush on him. "San is my brother. He helps develop the Tang sect's hidden weapons." Tang Lan explained, "We call firearms soul weapons, firearms. I took inspiration from the hidden weapons of my mistress. If the metal of that soul-breaking knife was used for bullets, the harm to soul masters and soul beasts would be improved. The mistress is so concerned for that reason." Meng Yiran's expression softened. She smiled at Tang Lan. "The soul-breaking knife is made of skyfallen meteorite gold. Besides these 18, there's only a piece left about the size of a fist." Tang Lan heard this and was disappointed. Large-scale manufacturing was impossible, but using it to make a batch of enhanced sniper armor-piercing bullets, it would be amazing against troublesome soul masters and soul beasts. He said, "Here's an opportunity. How about you give me these 18 knives and the remaining meteorite gold?" "Deal." Meng Yiran agreed so fast that Tang Lan thought he'd misheard. That was too easy, star. Before he could react, Meng Yiran had given Tang Lan 18 knives and a purple nugget the size of a fist. Tang Lan didn't care if it was a scam or not and sent the objects to Blue King first. He met Meng Yiran's huge, unblinking eyes with calm. He had an unearthly handsome face. Now Meng Yiran's expression mirrored theirs. Psi star, his charisma was too high, which just made getting things done easier. "I'll return the favor." Tang Lan looked at Qiao Tianxiang and said, "Ever heard of whale gum?" Qiao Tianxiang looked at Tang Lan in a befuddled manner. Why'd he suddenly say that? But she'd grown old and looked away from everything. Light flashed on her hand, and 2 yellow objects appeared, smaller than Tang Lan's samples, but they were 1,000-year whale gum. That was easy. Tang Lan took the opportunity to explain the true function of the gum. "It does that?" Qiao Tianxiang asked, surprised. For bits of 10,000-year whale gum can increase the upper limit of the soul ring by 1,200 years, that she looked at the snake, which was around 1,800, she suddenly looked a little late and has a great time torturing Tang San today, quack, old irons who agree, please vote. Chapter 52 The Soul Bone Exploded. Enhanced version of Mushroom Sausage. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Qiao Tianxiang narrowed her eyes at Oscar, suspicion etched on her face. Your guess is spot on. Tang Lan gestured towards Oscar. This is Oscar, a second-generation disciple of the Tang sect. He's here hunting for his third soul ring. He's had 3 doses of 10,000-year-old whale gum, which boosted his soul ring limit to 2,800 years. So, this 1,800-year-old phoenix-tailed coxcomb snake is a bit of an undershoot. Oscar summoned his martial soul, his 2 yellow soul rings pulsing with his level 30 soul power. Qiao Tianxiang was convinced, after all, he was collaborating with the 7 treasure glazed tile school. He wouldn't try to fool an old woman like her, then she got pumped. First come, first served, it might only be the 3rd soul ring, amped up by an extra 1,000 years, but the boost to his physique would trickle down to his next soul ring, the payoff would snowball, with huge dividends in the long run. And think about this, Meng Yiran was already level 30, but what about her future kids? A soul ring that starts at 1,000 years right off the bat. The thought made her giddy. Qiao Tianxiang bowed deeply. Thank you, Tang Sect Master, for sharing this method. I swear I won't breathe a word of it to anyone. Tang Lan waved dismissively. I've already published a book about the effects of whale gum. It'll be common knowledge soon. Qiao Tianxiang was floored. Who sits on information this valuable and doesn't keep it under wraps? At the very least, that she'd secretly stockpile whale gum and cut deals with different sects and nobles, why make it public? Qiao Tianxiang had lived a long life, but she couldn't figure out this young man in front of her. She simply nodded. In that case, thank you anyway. I wouldn't have known otherwise, and it would be hard to get my hands on it later. I'll pass on the snake for now. I'll come back when it's older. Yiran, thanks sect leader Tang for his help, time to go. Meng Yiran seemed disappointed. It was plain to see she had a thing for Tang Lan, but Tang Lan didn't want her sticking around, not with the Dragon King and Snake Woman around. It would throw a wrench in his plans. Instead, he said. After I finish hunting soul rings, I'll head to Tiando City. I'm planning on launching a college affiliated with the Tang sect there. If Miss Meng is interested, she's welcome to take the entrance exam. Meng Yiran's eyes lit up. You'll be at the new college too, right? Tang Lan nodded. Great. I'm definitely going. Meng Yiran said excitedly. I'll be waiting for you in Tiando City. You have to come. Tang Lan just smiled, neither yes nor no. Talk about playing games. But Meng Yiran interpreted that as a yes and waved goodbye happily. She followed Qiao Tianxiang, glancing back every few steps. The host has earned Meng Yiran's admiration, denying Tang San a chance to break through. Sees a tiny amount of Tang San's luck. Reward, all soul bone years plus 100. TSK. Tang Lan had a twinge of regret. Why hadn't he absorbed the attached soul bone before venturing into the Star Dough forest? He'd wasted 100 years, but his fleeting regret was misread. Stop staring, Xiao Wu said jealously. If you keep looking, I'm not coming back. I'll see you when we return to Tiando City. Tang Lan glanced at Xiao Wu, unmoved. He handed the 18 soul-breaking knives and meteorite gold to Tang San. Make these into special sniper armor-piercing bullets. Keep half for yourself, give me the rest. Tang San agreed readily. Meng Yiran was one thing, but this precious meteorite gold. Sect leader, are we just letting this phoenix-tailed coxcomb snake go? Oscar said regretfully. Why not keep such a valuable spirit beast? Everyone cracked up. What, you want to raise it for another 1,000 years and then absorb the soul ring? Dai Mubai teased. Oscar scratched his head sheepishly. He just thought it was a shame to waste it. Until, Tang Lan nodded. Oscar has a point. Let's keep it. The laughter died down instantly. What the heck? Was Oscar's brain fog contagious? Tang Lan didn't elaborate. He told Oscar to get out his 10,000-year fire ginseng, pluck some roots, and feed them to the snake. It didn't understand human speech, but the instinct of the soul beast told it this was powerful stuff. The blue silver emperor, its fated soul, eagerly scarfed down the roots. Its aura swelled. It's gotten a little longer. Tang San said in disbelief. Maybe 0.1 centimeters. It's aged about 4 months. Not everyone, including Xiao Wuji and Xiao Wu, was flabbergasted. You could just feed them herbs and boost their lifespan. Was that even a thing? Tang Lan calculated the dosage and explained. Did you honestly think 100,000-year soul beasts actually live that long? Most of them get over the race's lifespan limit by munching on rare and magical plants, giving them a huge power boost. So, why couldn't herbs ramp up the age of a soul beast? I've written about this in the Tang Sect Encyclopedia. You'll have time to catch up after it goes out. Don't act like you've never seen anything before. While talking, Tang Lan sliced off a small piece of the ginseng and fed it to the coxcomb snake. The phoenix-tailed coxcomb snake swallowed it in one gulp, then stared at Tang Lan, puzzled. Why are these two-legged creatures so generous? Whoosh *, flames flared from its body. It writhed in the heat and spat out a small fireball. Tang Lan used the life soul blue silver emperor to shut its mouth. Don't waste it. Just chill. Then, the coxcomb snake grew before their eyes. The comb on its head turned red. It stopped growing at about 15 meters long, and it thrashed around with newfound energy, but Tang San frowned. Did you miscalculate the dose? This snake is nearly 3,000 years old. Everyone who hadn't yet recovered was shocked again. 3,000 years. Oscar's limit was 2,800 years. Yep, 3,000 years, Tang Lan confirmed. It's a new age, so it's still building its power. It'll be easier to absorb. I'll use the life soul blue silver emperor to drain its soul power, vitality, and mental energy, weakening it as much as possible. That'll make it controllable around 3,200 years, but since nobody's ever done this before, let's be safe and shoot for 3,000. Tang Lan looked at Oscar. Or, if you don't trust my theory, you can switch to a different soul beast. Oscar's expression shifted. 3,000 years. Everyone else's third soul ring was 1,800 years. His would be 3,000 years. It sounded terrifying, but thinking back to how much Tang Lan knew, Oscar was willing to take the risk. Sect leader, I want to try it. Oscar said, gritting his teeth. You keep telling us to value our lives. You wouldn't let me die. Tang Lan smiled. Oscar had gotten it without a long-winded explanation. Suck the snake dry, and the double pupil's lifespan would increase by more than 10 years. Only then did he release the dying creature and signal Oscar to begin. Oscar took a deep breath. He grabbed a dagger and approached the snake within inches. Xiao Wu couldn't bear to watch. Tang Lan stepped in front of her and rubbed her bunny ears. It's gonna be a bit gory. Not for kids. Xiao Wu leaned against Tang Lan, *thwack *, the sound of a sharp knife cutting flesh. The phoenix-tailed coxcomb snake had been so thoroughly drained by Tang Lan, it didn't even flinch as it died. A purple soul ring appeared on the corpse, pulsating. Oscar sat down in front of it and took a deep breath. He pulled the 3,000-year soul ring into his body. His body seized up and started to tremble. He was already cracking, but Tang Lan's left eye flashed. Life burial. The life soul blue silver emperor bound Oscar like a mummy and drained the violent soul power from his body. Everything quieted. His body was no longer tense, his bones weren't shaking, and his complexion improved. Oh, I forgot to mention. Tang Lan laughed. Soul beasts under 10,000 years old won't cause a soul impact. So, as long as you can control the overall soul power, you can absorb a 9,999-year-old one. The catch is surviving that first wave of impact. Leave the rest to me. If you're hunting soul rings on your own, don't push it too far. Everyone. Did you really forget to mention it, or did you conveniently forget? Still, they were impressed with Oscar. He might not be sold on the theory, but he definitely trusted Tang Lan. Tang Lan's track record was unparalleled. With someone else in his place, someone glanced at Tang San, who'd be willing to step up and be a guinea pig? Tang San was confused. It's not like he was the one absorbing the soul ring. Under Tang Lan's control, Oscar formed his ring in about 3 minutes. He opened his eyes, stunned, when he saw the life soul blue silver emperor retracting around him. He understood. "Thank you, sect leader, for saving my life," Oscar said excitedly. "A 3,000-year-old soul ring. I actually absorbed it." Ha ha ha. After he'd finished laughing, Tang Lan smiled. "Try out the new soul skill. See what it does." "Okay." Oscar held his hands in front of him and said confidently. "I have a mushroom sausage." A sausage with a mushroom head materialized. The scene went quiet for a moment. "Ha ha ha. That's it? You're so corny, Xiao Ao." Facing the jokes, Oscar smiled, looking expectantly at Tang Lan. He offered him the sausage. "Want to give it a try, sect leader?" Tang Lan was curious, so he took the mushroom sausage and ate it. The taste was different from the recovery sausage. Like biting into sautéed mushrooms, flavorful and refreshing. As he chewed, the mushroom sausage transformed into soul power and merged with his body. A pair of cyan light wings formed on his back, lifting him off the ground. Everyone who was laughing grew silent. Flight. Oscar's third soul skill let people fly. With Ma Hongjun gone, the team lacked aerial prowess. This didn't just fill the hole, it gave them air supremacy. "That's insane," Ning Rongrong said in disbelief. "Flying soul skills are super rare among support soul masters. And it's at least the 6th one. You got it with your 3rd soul skill." That said it all. The flying mushroom sausage was priceless. Tang Lan complimented him. "You're a food system soul master with innate soul power. Your potential is limitless." Oscar scratched his head sheepishly. "I don't want to compete with you, sect leader, he. He was grinning from ear to ear. "Quit goofing off, Xiao Ao. Tell us, what exactly does the skill do?" Dai Mubai urged. Oscar beamed. "My 3rd soul skill, the flying mushroom sausage, gives you 2 minutes of flight at the speed of a 3,000-year-old coxcomb." Everyone was thrilled. Flight speed of 3,000 years. The effects were real. "I'm not finished," Oscar said. "This mushroom sausage has another effect. At the cost of reducing the remaining time by a factor of 10, it turns into fire wings and boosts your speed by 3 times. Gasp star tisk star dang star. It had a means of explosion." Everyone was floored. The cyan wings on Tang Lan's back morphed into fiery wings, turning into a blur and shooting out. After 10 seconds, he returned with his review. "The fire wing straight line acceleration is outstanding, but the turning is sluggish. Qingyi is slower but more agile. Overall, pretty impressive." Oscar was bursting with pride until the others swarmed Tang Lan. "Sect leader, my soul ring is in your hands. Sect leader, let me rub your legs. They must be sore. Sect leader, have some water. It'll quench your thirst." Everyone wanted to win his favor, and Oscar was left out. Oscar didn't mind. Tang Lan was truly amazing. At least until they acquired 10,000-year soul rings, they'd be leaning heavily on Tang Lan. After basking in the attention, Tang Lan turned to Oscar in wonder. Oscar thought Tang Lan was praising his 3rd soul skill. "But Xiao Ao, your luck is off the charts. That 3,000-year soul beast dropped soul bones." "What the heck?" Oscar laughed. "Sect leader, you're giving me too much credit. It's just a 3rd soul skill, even if it drops soul bones." "Huh? Soul bone?" Oscar's eyes widened. He lunged towards the snake, dug down from the head, and found a bone inside the snake's tail. It was a blue-red left leg bone. Being only 3,000 years old, it wasn't perfect, about 2/3 full, but still. It was a soul bone. The holy grail of soul masters. Even at 3,000 years, it was a precious treasure. Oscar held the soul bone, but finally, he fought back the urge, gritted his teeth, and held it out to Tang Lan. Sect leader, I absorbed the soul ring. This soul bone is yours. Please take it. Tang Lan was surprised, could he really resist the allure of a soul bone? Moreover, he knew what to say, and he had the right reasons. Oscar was a good one. Tang Lan handed back the remaining ginseng to Oscar, then he tossed the soul bone in his hand. Everyone's eyes followed the soul bone. I don't need a left leg soul bone. And it's only 3,000 years. I'm not interested. Which of you wants it? Tang Lan clearly heard gulping sounds, even Ning Rongrong didn't have a soul bone. As for Xiao Wuji, he was salivating, though everyone was moved, nobody spoke. They knew soul bones are best absorbed by the same soul master. The best candidate for this soul bone was Oscar. Of them, Tang San understood this best, but he felt a powerful urge. Lift your right foot up and down, put it down and lift it up again. It was a soul bone. What mattered was absorbing it. Chapter 53 The soul bone belongs to you. The man-faced spider appears. The show begins. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Edited content, Chapter 53, The soul bone is yours. The man-faced spider makes an appearance. Show time. Tang San had his eye on that soul bone. Tang Lan absorbed a blue-silver right leg bone and awakened the blue-silver emperor, then, boom. Level up. Tang San thought, that if he could absorb this soul bone, could he level up too? The others noticed Tang San's expression and were not thrilled, like, dude, you're the master. Don't steal from your student. Oscar saw this and said nothing. Tang San was his master and Tang Lan's little brother. He couldn't fight that. He just stepped back a bit, looking down, avoiding the soul bone. Tang San had made up his mind. He stared at Tang Lan. Asterisk brother. Give it to me, star. Tang Lan just smirked inwardly. Oh, so now that no one's fighting you for it, you want it? Making him the bad guy? Well, if Tang San had just asked, he would have had a hard time saying no. But since he was holding back, Tang Lan gave Tang San an I got you look. Under Tang San's expectant gaze, he slapped the soul bone into Oscar's hand. This stuff is the real deal. It's best for you to absorb this. We'll protect you. Oscar, Sigma, QQ winky face. Tang San, huh. That wasn't how this was supposed to go. But the soul bone was already in Oscar's hands. Could Tang San really ask for it back? Absorb it now. Tang Lan urged. Third son just gave me a look, said it has to go to his apprentice. Don't let your master down. Tang San, Fi, seriously, bro. Dai Mubai and the others couldn't help laughing. Was that what Tang San meant? Guess even brothers can misunderstand each other, or, more likely, Tang Lan didn't know Tang San at all and was just messing with him. At this point, Tang San couldn't argue. He just had to pretend to be cool. Xiao Ao, what are you waiting for? Go for it. Oscar looked shocked. He had already written this off. Who would have thought this soul bone would come back to him? Thank you, Master. Thanks, Master Tang. Thank you, everyone. The host made Tang San lose the phoenix-tailed coxcomb snake's left leg bone, increasing his help to Oscar. Stole a little bit of Tang San's luck. Reward, all soul bone years plus 600. Tang Lan was stunned, then he understood. This phoenix-tailed coxcomb snake's left leg bone wasn't in the original story, but in this situation, it almost definitely would have gone to Tang San, so, the system recognized it as Tang San's opportunity. Tang Lan got it, but, the soul bone was absorbed by Oscar. How could that be considered stealing? System, explain. Tang Lan asked. Oscar sees Tang San's true colors and will no longer help him become a god. Oscar surrenders to his host and becomes a vassal. A vassal who seizes Tang San's opportunity can be converted into a reward at 50%. Oh. A hidden perk. 50% reward. So, it should have been 1,200 years originally. Wait. Tang Lan's eyes widened. That's a universal soul bone level up. His external soul bone, the ancient tree of life right foot, just missed out on another 600 years. No. He had to find a way to absorb that external soul bone, stat, but that would take time. He'd have to wait until tonight. While he was thinking, Oscar sat down, placing the soul bone on his left leg. Soul power swirled around it. Oscar's third soul ring lit up, as if it was checking him out. The soul bone turned into light and merged into his left leg, just like when Tang Lan absorbed the blue-silver right leg bone. It felt natural and easy. That was a good sign. Then, Oscar opened his eyes, stunned. 4,000 years. Oscar exclaimed. The flying speed of the green wings of the flying mushroom sausage is now like a 4,000-year-old coxcomb snake. Tang Lan nodded, pleased, of course. It's the OG. The fire wings are better too. Oscar shouted. The explosion multiplier is 4x. And the downtime is only 7x. Damn. Xiao Wuji blurted out, that's like a 5,000-year-old soul ring, right? Is that still the third soul ring? Xiao Wu sighed. Feels more like a normal person's fourth. Uncle Tang is awesome. Ning Rongrong cheered. Tang Lan grinned and patted Tang San on the shoulder. You did good, kid. Xiao Ao absorbing this soul bone is the best use of it. Thank you, Master Tang. Oscar added. Tang San smiled awkwardly. He felt like he was on fire. He quickly changed the subject. Xiao Ao, what's the soul bone skill? Oscar smacked his forehead. His third soul skill had gotten so strong, he forgot to check the bone skill. He closed his eyes and looked, then he opened them, grinning. The phoenix-tailed coxcomb left leg bone's soul bone skill comes from the meat comb of the phoenix-tailed coxcomb. It's called hormone explosion. Basically, it absorbs my soul power, mental power, and life force, and then unleashes it all at once when I need it to restore my own state. It's like 30%. Tang San was jealous. 30% physical condition, not just soul power. That was a lifesaver. A trump card for desperate situations. He regretted it. Why did he have to be so proud? If he had just asked Tang Lan, would he really have said no? So frustrating. But whatever. No use getting angry now. He couldn't cut off Oscar's leg to get the soul bone back, right? He had to pretend like nothing was wrong, but Oscar noticed something was off with his master. He quietly put away his smile. Don't let things get out of hand and piss off the master. The others noticed too, and chuckled. This Tang San is something else. Worrying about his apprentice's chances. If he wasn't Tang Lan's brother, he would have been kicked off the team a long time ago. Great. Tang Lan said. Xiao Ao has this hormone burst soul bone skill. And if he gets good at Lingbo Weibu, he should be able to handle himself. Everyone laughed. For a support soul master to protect himself. Huge win. Meanwhile, Tang Lan looked great compared to Tang San again. Everyone's opinion of Tang San dropped again. They couldn't help but think, Tang San's luckiest thing was meeting a good brother. After a short break, Xiao Wuji said, Sect leader, time to find a soul beast for you. What level soul ring are you looking for? That everyone watched Tang Lan, curious. He found a whale goo, and he's crazy strong. How was he going to get his fourth soul ring? 10,000 years. Tang Lan knew his limit, 27,621 years. After thinking, they were all teammates now. Some minor secrets were okay. He summoned the Life Soul Blue Silver Emperor and showed off the 3 black, leaf-shaped soul rings under his feet. 3 black, 10,000-year soul rings. Sigma, QQ, Q, Q. Holy crap. What did they just see? First, second, and third 10,000-year soul rings. Even Tang San and Xiao Wu, who already knew, were still shocked. The age of those soul rings was insane. After a while, Ning Rongrong asked what everyone wanted to know. Sect leader Uncle Tang, what's up with those 10,000-year soul rings? That they were all excited. Tang Lan shook his head. I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. My soul ring can't be copied. The Life Soul Blue Silver Emperor is a mutated martial spirit. It has life and soul, but it also has a martial spirit trait. It can absorb life force and pump it into the soul ring to make it older. The limit is my own limit. Everyone was disappointed at first, a miracle you can't copy. Bummer, then, they looked confused. Martial spirit trait? Ning Rongrong asked. What's that? Never heard of it. Tang Lan explained, martial spirit traits aren't just the martial spirit's natural talent. They're also the ultimate abilities or special effects. Like, Rongrong, your 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda has a martial soul trait where it ignores the level percentage increase. It's all in the Tang sect encyclopedia. Ning Rongrong and the others nodded, they were hyped for that Tang Men encyclopedia. Sounds like it's actually gonna be an encyclopedia. So, can you just hunt any soul beast? Dai Mubai asked. The others gave him a look. Dai Mubai realized how dumb that sounded. The soul skills from the soul ring are always the same. Leveling it up just makes them stronger, but older soul beasts have more potential. The soul skills they come with are way better than those of lower soul beasts, even at the same age. Why pick the worst stuff when you can have the good stuff? Forget I said anything. Dai Mubai said awkwardly. So, sect leader, how many years should we go for? About 30,000 years. Tang Lan said confidently. Let's keep going. They all went silent again. They thought Tang Lan's limit was around 10,000 years, but it was actually 30,000. Xiao Wuji just smiled bitterly. No wonder Tang Lan's life soul blue silver emperor was crazy strong. Did they really think 3 30,000-year-old soul rings were nothing? Tang Lan pointed and headed deeper into the Star Dough forest. No one noticed. Zhu Zhuqing was firm. This man was too good. She had to make him hers. Double cultivation, right? She could do that too. Sausages could be stored for a while in the storage ring. Oscar would yell, I have a mushroom sausage. That he handed them out and told them to store them for emergencies. Xiao Wu rolled her eyes. Tang Lan could condense his soul rings. No need to hunt, but she couldn't let anyone know. She had to find a way to get Tang Lan away from the team, then she could condense her own soul ring. How am I going to do that? In the original, Tang San killed a 2,000-year-old man-faced demon spider that was being chased by Duke Long and Snake Woman, and then he ran into the mistress, who was chasing Xiao Wu. But Tang Lan messed things up. Duke Long and Snake Lady probably took Meng Yiran back to Qiando City to buy whale goo. That was alright. The first time Tang Lan entered the Star Forest, he found the 2,000-year-old man-faced demon spider using the blue silver grass. Next to it was a 30,000-year-old spider, probably the one Tang San absorbed later. They were getting along. Maybe they were mother and daughter. That was why Tang Lan said, about 30,000 years. Now that he led the team, keeping a distance from the 2 spiders, he was waiting. Stop. Zhao Wuji, who was at the front, stopped. He summoned his Vajra bear. Everyone. Turn around. Head back. If something happens, don't look back. Move it. Oscar and the others didn't get it yet. They thought they ran into some tough soul beast. They were about to leave. 2 tall trees parted, and a huge figure stepped out. Everyone stopped breathing. It looked like an ape or chimpanzee, with dark fur, a massive, mountain-like body. It stood on all 4s, with shoulders 7 meters above the ground. If it stood up, it would be 15 meters tall. The king of the forest, the Titan ape. Tang San gasped. 100-year-old Titan ape can fight a 10,000-year-old spirit beast. The only Titan ape in the Star Dough forest is a 100,000-year-old soul beast. Everyone's faces fell. 100,000 years was something they couldn't fight. Whelp. Were they going to die here? Zhao Wuji took a breath, bowed, and said. King of the forest, we didn't mean any harm. If this is your territory, we'll leave immediately. The Titan ape ignored him. It took a step forward. Everyone was on edge. Because humans hunt soul beasts hated them. That was probably how this king felt. Zhao Wuji's first, second, third, and fifth soul rings lit up. The feudal Mingwang protected his body. He tried to control the gravity around the Titan ape, squeeze it, and slow it down. He jumped into the air, going for the Titan ape with all his power. He yelled. Run! But he heard a tiger roar. Dai Mubai used the white tiger Vajra transformation and went for the Titan ape's forelimbs. Sect leader, get out of here. No one moved. Zhu Zhuqing disappeared. Running forward, Xiao Wu used her third soul skill, flashing behind the Titan ape. The 7 treasures glazed pagoda appeared in Ning Rongrong's hand. 7 treasures turn out to reveal the glaze, increasing power. 7 treasures turn out to be colored glaze, increasing speed. Zhao Wuji and the other 4 all got 30% stronger and faster. She was the top support in the land, helping out no matter the level. Oscar spammed his third soul skill, trying to make as many flying mushroom sausages as he could. Tang Lan grinned. The Shrek 7 monsters had their flaws, but they were united. But Tang Lan smirked as he looked at Tang San, who was just standing there. Because of Tang Lan, Tang San's true nature had been revealed. He wasn't willing to risk his life. He was a realist. This Titan ape was here for Xiao Wu. No need to worry about it going crazy. Tang Lan wasn't going to run, he still needed to build his reputation. Chapter 55 Strengthening Fusion. God is not afraid even when he comes. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The 4th soul skill. Soul Seed Puppet. Basically, the soul seed condenses, enters the target's body through blood and breath, and takes root in their soul. Before, Tang Lan could use the Life Soul Blue Silver Emperor to control tiny barbs, sending them into an enemy's wound as seeds. But the signal was weak, limiting what he could do. Plus, they'd be rejected if they got too far away. Soul-type seeds are different. They've got hidden abilities, letting them burrow deep. They feed on stray soul power, staying active almost undetected. The operating range is way bigger, too. Like, a little soul power drain slows down their training, or, keep sucking mental power, and they'll feel drained and hit a wall they can't break through, or, drain their life force, making them weaker, shortening the lifespan of their soul rings, and slowing cell activity, but the most direct attack. The soul seed explodes inside them, tearing up their organs before detonating completely. With this skill, even a tidal Douluo could be killed if they weren't careful, and thanks to the blue-silver grass's special sense, he can pinpoint the soul seed's location. Even across the continent. They can't escape, can't fight back, they become Tang Lan's puppets, completely at his mercy. It lives up to its name, Soul Seed Puppet. Tang Lan nodded, satisfied. It's tough to use, but the payoff is huge. Not bad at all. Looking out through the blue-silver domain, he saw Xiao Wu. Had she finished reuniting with Ming? Had the Titan ape been close by? Tang Lan felt a wave of relief. He pulled the 8 spider lances with their attached soul bones from the Blue King. System, extract the attached soul bone, the ancient tree of life's right foot. A green ball of light appeared, containing a round, green right foot. No sign of trees at all. Tang Lan didn't sweat it. Snakes can shed leg bones, why not a tree condensing its soul? First, he pressed the ancient tree of life's soul onto his right foot, then, he jammed the 8 spider lances into his back. Tang Lan went into autopilot, blocking most of the pain. Looking around, Tang San and Xiao Wu were giving him the stink eye. Time to think about what's next. Even though he's leaving Shrek, he still needs to enter the Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Elite Tournament. Tang San's Skull of Condensed Spiritual Wisdom is one of the prizes. He needs that. It might be around 50,000 years old, but that head soul bone can merge with the vast sea barrier, the heart of Poseidon. The potential is awesome. And fixing the age problem. Easy with the system. There's also the illusion wisdom skull left over from ambushing Tang San. Plus, some of those girls aren't bad either, whether he wants to sleep with them or just mess around. But first, Tang Lan needs to enroll in an Advanced Soul Master Academy to qualify for the tournament. He'd already planned this before leaving Shrek, build his own top-tier academy. That's partly why he released the Tang Sect Encyclopedia. Resources are easy to get. He can use Tang San to lure Yu Xiaogang, get him and Lu Erlong together, and take over Lanba Academy as a base, and he can track down the Strength clan through Tai Long's family. Their leader, Titan, is loyal to a fault. Because his master, Tang Hao, got kicked out of the Clear Sky sect, he chose to leave too. Once he realizes Tang San is Tang Hao's son, he'll recognize his master without hesitation. With their family's resources, they can help Tang San build the Tang sect and forge hidden weapons. With his help, getting in good with the Heaven Do Empire and the 7 treasure glazed tile school will be smooth sailing, the rest will fall into place. Tang Lan had to admit, he was a master of resource management. The host obtained the 8 spider lances, causing Tang San to lose his future super artifact. Stealing a lot of Tang San's luck. Reward, enhanced fusion of homogeneous soul bones. Homogeneous soul bones. Enhanced fusion. What kind of reward is that? Just then, Tang Lan, still in autopilot, felt a jolt of pain. Hiss. The pain was coming from his right leg. A rush of life force wrapped around it, the ancient tree of life's right foot soul bone was merging with the blue-silver right leg bone into a brand new soul bone. And the blue-silver right leg bone, which had just been a calf bone, was growing up into a thigh bone, pushing against his old bone. The grinding pain was pure torture. But Tang Lan was thrilled. This was a good thing. Pain was temporary, just grit his teeth and bear it. The bone stopped growing once it connected to the ice jade scorpion tail. Together with the ancient tree of life's right foot, they formed a complete right leg soul bone. Tang Lan hurriedly checked the 2 soul bones. Wait a minute. The blue-silver right leg bone and the ancient life tree's right foot had become one. They were now one soul bone, but the number of soul bone skills hadn't changed. There were still 2. He checked the soul bone skills and grinned. They were still flight and regeneration, but they'd both gotten a major upgrade. Soul bone skill 1, flight, grants the ability to fly. Consume life force to activate the blood escape technique and escape at light speed, ignoring all restrictions. The original flying speed was slow, useless against enemies of equal level. Higher level opponents would crush him, embarrassing for a 100,000-year-old soul bone skill, but understandable. The blue-silver emperor spent a century rooted to the ground, not exactly a flyer, but now, a perfect solution, blood escape. Ignore all restrictions. No barriers, realms, or killing fields could hold him. Escape at light speed. Even God couldn't catch him. Douluo continent is huge, but could anyone kill him? But that soul bone skill was just the appetizer. Soul bone skill 2, regeneration, all parts of the body can grow rapidly. Resurrect from death. The soul bone cools down, absorbing a large amount of life force to recover. Resurrection. An extra life. And not a one-time thing. It recovers by absorbing life force, tough for most people, but perfect for the life-giving blue-silver emperor. And all parts includes his head, heart, spine, even soul rings and soul bones. He no longer has a fatal wound, only needs enough life force to regenerate, only one way to kill him, drain his life force. And the soul rings and bones can regenerate rapidly. The soul rings got an epic upgrade. In the original story, Tang San's 8 spider lances broke often, only to grow back stronger. With this regeneration soul bone skill, Tang Lan can farm high-strength 8 spider lances quickly. This reward is insane. Blood escape plus resurrection. Even the Azura god wouldn't scare him. This soul bone will be called, the blue-silver emperor of life's right leg bone. His right leg soul bone had graduated. The 2 had fused, and the age was 123,354 years, enough to become a god. Tang Lan shifted his attention to the 8 spider lances. Chapter 57 Yu Xiaogang appears. Test the soul seed. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. It's tough to get deep into the Star Do forest, but easy enough to get out. Tang Lan activated his blue-silver domain, masking himself and Tang San with the aura of blue-silver grass. He then used his mental power to scan ahead, avoiding encounters with high-level, 10,000-year soul beasts. He had the other kids all tied up. His method involved burying and plundering life force, fueling his eyes with spiritual power, and using soul power to bury and then restore life. Occasionally, when they ran into a lower level, 10,000-year soul beast, he'd use his 4th soul skill to test the parasitic ability of his soul seed. He could only create 1 soul seed at a time, and it only lasted for 30 seconds, but if the target had a wound, the life soul blue-silver emperor could wrap around it, sending the soul seed into the bloodstream. It would slowly absorb soul power to sustain itself. Once the target used their own soul power, the parasite would attack their soul. Quietly, but if there wasn't a wound, the soul seed could only enter through breathing, which was limiting. First, it had to get inside the target, then, the target couldn't be using soul power for defense, couldn't be in spirit possession, and couldn't be in their martial soul true body form, only then could it enter through the air they breathed. The requirements were super strict, but given the terrifying power of the soul seeds, it made sense. Plus, Tang Lan made another cool discovery. His life blue silver emperor right leg bone had inherited the evolutionary traits of an attached soul bone and could keep absorbing life force to extend its lifespan. Of course, since it was already old, it needed a ton of vitality each year, but evolution's always a good thing. The life soul blue silver emperor used to absorb vitality that was ultimately wasted. Now, it was all being put to good use. It was needed for regeneration, resurrection, and evolution. Because of this demand, wherever Tang Lan went, he'd suck soul beasts dry, leaving them weak and near death. The other soul beasts quickly caught on, the scared ones ran off, and the bold ones, well, they became self-service meals. A strange legend started spreading through the star forest. The next day, Tang Lan looked at the star dough forest reluctantly, wishing he could stay longer. In that one day, his 8 spider lances absorbed enough toxins to improve them by about 300 years. His life blue silver emperor right leg bone absorbed a ton of vitality, but only improved by about 52 years, but his eyes? Off the charts. Every soul beast had unique spiritual power, and his eyes had improved by a whopping 6,100 years. Their age went over 10,000 years, hitting 12,074, his soul bone evolved again, unlocking a third skill slot. Plus, the scope of copying extended to include other people's self-created soul skills. Basically, if Tang Hao were here, Tang Lan could copy his signature move. Tang San's purple demon eyes and controlling crane capturing dragon were also fair game. This was a game changer for Tang Lan. He was itching to see if his 20,000-year-old eyes would evolve again, but no dice. Xiao Wuji and the others were waiting at the Tang sect inn. A day and a half had already passed. If they waited any longer, they'd come back, ready to fight for them. That wouldn't be good. He had to rush back to smooth things over, then head to Tiando City to get things set up, and then hit up Sunset Forest to devour some more. Oh yeah, and there was a man-faced demon spider there. It was only 6,000 years old, but hey, every little bit counts. As for the man-faced spider king in the Star Dough Forest, the one that was over 50,000 years old, he'd save that one. When his 8 spider lances were close to being god tier, he'd take it out and absorb it. With that in mind, Tang Lan and Tang San hauled it back to the Tang sect inn, arriving just as night fell. The strange thing was, there was no one keeping watch outside. They were close enough, they could hear a fierce argument inside. I'm telling you. In that situation, there wasn't time to call for backup. Xiao Wuji roared. I was going to sacrifice myself to cover the kid's escape. The sect master said he was sure he could get out, so he told us to leave. Tang Lan stopped. Tang San was listening carefully. Then why didn't you go back and look for them after you got them out of the star forest? Someone demanded angrily. Xiao San and Xiao Lan are incredibly talented. Leaving them behind is a loss for the entire continent. That was. Master, even if you're Tang San's teacher, you can't talk to Hall Master Zhao like that. Dai Mubai said coldly. If the master chose to let us go, it's because he was confident he could escape. Are you sure? Flanders yelled. He's just a 4-ring soul grandmaster who doesn't even have his 4th soul ring. How could he possibly escape from a 100,000-year-old Titan giant ape? The argument raged on. Tang Lan got the gist of it. Yu Xiaogang and Flanders had arrived. They'd heard about the Titan ape and were blaming Xiao Wuji for messing up. Maybe, in Yu Xiaogang's mind, everyone's lives weren't worth a Tang San who could prove his theory, right? As for Tang Lan, Yu Xiaogang used to think of Tang Lan as someone he trained. How could he not be pissed that his masterpiece had been destroyed? Tang Lan smirked. He looked at Tang San, using mental communication to talk. Little Sanzi, do you think Teacher Yu is right? Regardless of whether Xiao Wuji sent Dai Mubai and others away, he turned back to look for the 2 of them. It was still at that time that he went to rescue the 2 people regardless of everything. Neither is the best choice. because all the flying mushroom sausages were thrown on the ground and let Tang San pick them up. Tang Lan and the two of them used fire wings to travel all the way. How far is the journey? Oscar couldn't produce so many flying mushroom sausages in a short period of time. Wait until they arrive. Tang Lan and Tang San have both obtained soul rings and are about to leave the Star Do forest. If they are in the middle, he met other high-level soul beasts, and even the Titan giant ape who lost Xiao Wu. That's the big trouble. But as Yu Xiaogang's disciple, Tang San, like Oscar, couldn't say too much. He just replied. The teacher didn't know the whole story, so it's understandable that he couldn't make the right call. And he's just worried about us. Tang Lan chuckled, not wanting to dwell on it. He pushed open the door of the Tang sect in. Boom, the argument stopped. Everyone turned to the door, surprised. Sect leader. Sect master, you're back. Uncle Tang, you're okay. That's great. Ning Rongrong was the first to react, rushing towards Tang Lan. Tang Lan dodged out of the way. Ning Rongrong stumbled, twirled like a top, and steadied herself. She turned and gave Tang Lan a resentful look, but everyone else came over, asking if Tang Lan was all right. As for Tang San, Zhao Wuji was overwhelmed and pushed aside Tang San. Fortunately, Yu Xiaogang and Flanders came over, checking Tang San over. After making sure he was okay, they breathed a sigh of relief. Xiao San, how did you escape? Yu Xiaogang asked. That's a 100,000-year-old Titan ape. Tang San didn't know where to start. He was trying to figure out what to say. Then Zhu Zhuqing said coldly, "Where's Xiao Wu?" Everyone went quiet again. Right. Where was Xiao Wu? Didn't they go to save her? Could it be? Everyone looked at Tang Lan, waiting for an explanation. Tang Lan was about to explain. Chapter 58 Yu Xiaogang robbed someone. Soul seed parasitism. Add more. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 58, Yu Xiaogang trying to poach Tang San. Soul seed parasitism. Additional update, 40 reviews. Don't worry, Xiao Wu is fine, Tang Lan assured everyone. She's just a little homesick after everything that happened. She wants to go back and visit for a bit. I'll go pick her up in a while. No need to stress. Everyone exchanged doubtful glances, unsure if they should believe him. After all, she was a 100,000-year-old soul beast. And a unique one at that, a Titan ape. Tang San chimed in, backing up his brother. He's right. We were ambushed by two man-faced demon spiders on the way. We had a tough fight and absorbed their soul rings. Xiao Wu reappeared on her own afterwards. She said a Titan ape grabbed her and ran towards the forest. Not far off, there was a loud bellow. The Titan ape seemed terrified, just tossed Xiao Wu aside and bolted. Everyone was speechless. Talk about lucky. Then doubt crept in. What kind of soul beast cry could make a Titan ape panic like that? Zhao Wuji wondered. Yu Xiaogang stepped forward, ready to show off his knowledge. It had to be the Azure Bull Python, Tang Lan said confidently. In the Star Do forest, if the Titan ape is the king, the Azure Bull Python is the emperor. Yu Xiaogang's face fell, his thunder stolen. To make matters worse, Zhao Wuji and the others just nodded, like a light bulb going on. That's when Yu Xiaogang realized something was seriously wrong. The Azure Bull Python info was something he'd seen in the spirit hall. Normal folks shouldn't know about it. Why did they believe Tang Lan so easily? Something was definitely off. And how did Tang Lan even know? Before he could ask, Tang Lan continued, this time, my sister and I had a stroke of good luck and gained a lot. Yu Xiaogang's attention snapped back to Tang San. Tang San looked a little sheepish. He summoned his blue-silver grass spirit, and white, yellow, and purple soul rings appeared under his feet. I faced a 2,000-year-old man-faced demon spider by myself. I had to use the 1,000-year fire ginseng to take it down. Teacher, you know how rare man-faced demon spiders are. They're hard to find. So, I didn't wait for the whale gum to mature and absorbed its soul ring anyway. Teacher, do you know about the whale gum? Luckily, my brother helped out. so there weren't any problems. Yu Xiaogang frowned. He'd heard about whale gum from Flanders, but this whole situation, he deliberately ignored it. The man-faced demon spider was precious, so Tang San's choice made sense, but, a 2,000-year-old third soul ring? From a man-faced spider, no less. That broke his theory entirely, exceeding the third ring limit of 1,760 years. And Tang San implied that Tang Lan had helped with this too. Before he could question anything, Flanders piped up. Little San, it was crazy risky dealing with a 2,000-year-old spider at your level. Tang Lan, were you just standing by? That he was deliberately stirring the pot. Yu Xiaogang played along, giving Tang Lan a displeased look. As the older brother, shouldn't he? It's not what it looks like. Tang San said quickly. My opponent was a 30,000-year-old man-faced demon spider. Flanders. Yu Xiaogang. Everyone else, __. Whoa. No way. Seriously, holy cow. A 30,000-year-old man-faced demon spider. That's Soul Emperor level. And man-faced demon spiders are as unique as Titan apes, they can live for thousands of years. A 30,000-year-old spider. Even a soul saint might not be able to kill one. And Tang Lan, a level 40 soul master with only 3 soul rings, took it down. That was even more shocking than Tang San's 2,000-year-old spider. Flanders opted to play dead and back down. Yu Xiaogang's worldview shattered, and he went offline. His brain was short-circuiting. It was a trick, Tang Lan said modestly. San killed the smaller spider first, and the bigger one tried to carry it away, so I gave it a taste of my hammer. Then, I saw an opening and used Barrett to hit its weak spot. That was that. He's just awesome, Tang San added. After hearing that, everyone was a little more accepting, but the fact that Tang Lan could hold off a 30,000-year-old spider and seize the opportunity to kill it with one shot, everyone present, including Flanders, felt inadequate. So, Sect Master, what soul skills did you get? Zhu Zhuqing asked. Tang Lan smiled mysteriously and waved her over. She stepped forward. Tang Lan's left eye lit up, but then nothing happened. Zhu Zhuqing looked at Tang Lan, who just smiled back. They just stared at each other, not moving. A minute later, Ning Rongrong couldn't help but ask, so, Uncle Tang, what is your fourth soul skill? It's already been used, Tang Lan said mysteriously. Zhuqing, don't you feel it? Zhu Zhuqing frowned, confused, about to shake her head. Suddenly, she felt her soul power start to drain. She tensed, alert. Her soul power kept decreasing, like a leak in her body, but no matter how much she searched, Zhu Zhuqing couldn't find the source. It was definite. This ability to drain soul power was exactly like the Life Soul Blue Silver Emperor's. Zhu Zhuqing even felt like, if Tang Lan wanted to, he could drain her mental power and vitality too. That's a scary soul skill, Zhu Zhuqing said. I didn't notice it at all. Their conversation was like a riddle, leaving everyone scratching their heads. Just what was this fourth soul skill? Curious. Tang Lan said, smiling. Then you guys should feel it too. He summoned his Life Soul Blue Silver Emperor. His 4 yellow, purple, and purple rings pulsed. The fourth ring flickered. Everyone's eyes widened, but they still couldn't see anything. Still confused, then, as their soul power started to drain, their expressions changed. They'd been tricked. They looked at Tang Lan with even stranger looks. Flanders vaguely felt something was wrong. It was the intuition of danger that came with being a soul saint. A parasitic soul skill? Yu Xiaogang guessed. But man-faced demon spiders don't seem to have that kind of ability. He was stumped. Teacher, could it be spider god possession? Tang San suddenly said. When I killed the spider, I saw a red gold light on its body. It must have activated spider god possession. Yu Xiaogang's eyes lit up. Yes. That must be it. Yu Xiaogang said confidently. It must be a unique ability of the spider god. The master and apprentice were doing riddles again. Xiao Wuji said unhappily, could you guys just speak plainly? What the heck is spider god possession? This time, Tang Lan let Yu Xiaogang take the spotlight, smoothly explaining spider god possession. He secretly laughed. Yu Xiaogang was easy to use as a tool. Tang Lan didn't even need to speak, he just helped him figure things out. Oh, right, teacher, Tang San added. The man-faced demon spider my brother killed also dropped a soul bone. An attached soul bone, Yu Xiaogang's eyes gleamed. An attached soul bone. He'd never seen one before. He immediately said, Tang Lan, summon the attached soul bone so your teacher can take a look. Tang Lan smirked, just like that, huh? He said tactfully, the 8 spider spears can damage clothes. I'll try again later. Oh, Uncle Tang, what are you worried about? Ning Rongrong interrupted. It's an attached soul bone. Second only to 100,000-year soul ring. The 7 treasure glazed tile school doesn't even have one. Let us take a look. Even though Zhu Zhuqing didn't speak, she stared right at Tang Lan. Yeah, sect master, let us see. Dai Mubai said enviously. Oscar said weakly, am I the only one who doesn't know what an external soul bone is? Yu Xiaogang wanted to show off, but Dai Mubai had jumped ahead. Attached soul bones are second only on the list of soul master dreams. There are 6 normal soul bones, left leg, left arm, right arm, skull, and torso. The attached soul bone is the 7th, and it's even rarer than the others. There's only one in the entire Star Luo Empire. That he briefly explained how precious the attached soul bone was. Yu Xiaogang added, the prerequisite for absorbing one is to absorb the soul ring from the soul beast that dropped it. Tang Lan raised an eyebrow, were there restrictions? Not for him, he'd absorbed the 8 spider spears smoothly. Guess Yu Xiaogang's theory was wrong. Tang Lan didn't pretend. He summoned the 8 spider spears, and 8 spider legs erupted from his back. They were inky black, menacing, and the ends flashed with a dangerous light. Coupled with their ferocious shape. Cool. Oscar said, eyes wide. My phoenix-tailed crested serpent left leg bone is nothing compared to the sect master's external soul bone. That sentence stabbed Tang San in the heart. Both these soul bones were so close, but neither belonged to him. Yu Xiaogang couldn't care less about Tang San, staring at the 8 spider spears with a gleam in his eyes as if admiring a goddess. He was mesmerized. Flanders coughed, snapping Yu Xiaogang back to reality. He glanced at the 8 spider spears and said seriously, Tang San, come back to Shrek Academy with me. Instantly. Tang Lan's face darkened, and he stared at Yu Xiaogang and Flanders with narrowed eyes. Were they trying to poach his brother? Flanders stared back, unafraid. Tang San was Yu Xiaogang's disciple, so why couldn't Shrek try to snag him? The atmosphere grew tense. Chapter 59 Angry at Yu Xiaogang. When you are tired, destroy it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Little San, come back to Shrek Academy with me. The air crackled with tension. The entire Tang clan, led by Zhao Wuji, stood in solidarity behind Tang San, making their position clear. Yu Xiaogang stood confidently beside Flanders. He was certain his disciple would obey him, but here's the thing, Tang San hesitated. Again, logically, sticking with Tang Lan offered him the most advantages. He'd have more freedom than he would with Yu Xiaogang. Besides, there were tons of things at the Tang sect he was dying to research, even ignoring all that. Tang San and Tang Lan had been joined at the hip since childhood. Finally, with Xiao Wu gone, he could soak up his brother's undivided attention. Bailing out now? That'd be dumb, but some old-fashioned sense of duty made him feel like he couldn't just blow off his teacher. The master's orders were practically written in his DNA, so he stalled. He didn't want to give up Tang Lan's perks, but he also didn't want to be a disobedient disciple, so Tang San did the only thing he could. He gave Tang Lan a pleading look. Be the bad guy, bro. Tang Lan just grinned. You little sneak. You want all the goodies without any of the blame, huh? Well, think again. Tang Lan turned serious. Master, and I use that term respectfully, he said. Let me ask you something. Are you planning on having my little brother rely on your, theoretical expertise to develop his martial soul's core strengths, that Yu Xiaogang's face stiffened even further. He detected a hint of, was that disdain radiating from Tang Lan. Fine, no matter what, Tang San was his disciple and would do as he was told. That is my intention, Yu Xiaogang stated confidently. If he follows the path I've laid out, his potential is limitless. Tang Lan simply smiled, letting the silent mockery hang in the air. Master, are you aware that there are, shall we say, a few holes in your theory? Tang Lan asked. Yu Xiaogang's face hardened. He could handle people calling him useless. After all, it was kind of true, but this theory was the last shred of his pride. He wouldn't let anyone trash it. He was about to explode when Flanders grabbed his arm and shook his head, signaling him to stay calm. Having read the Tang sect encyclopedia, he knew Yu Xiaogang would just embarrass himself if he argued right now, but Flanders knew, Yu Xiaogang didn't. Shoving Flanders aside, he demanded, then tell me, what's wrong with my theory? Flanders closed his eyes. This is gonna be a train wreck. Tang Lan just smiled wider. He began, the first of your core martial soul competencies states that the amount of soul power is directly proportional to the quality of the martial soul, correct? Yu Xiaogang nodded proudly. He added an example, your own twin martial soul is proof of that. He was oozing confidence. Fair enough, Tang Lan conceded. So, according to you, the blue lightning tyrant dragon, being the most powerful beast martial soul, should always result in innate full soul power, right? Yu Xiaogang simply nodded. Then here's the problem. Anyone who possesses the blue lightning tyrant dragon should be born with full soul power. But master, you know better than anyone that the innate soul power of different blue lightning tyrant dragons varies. Even you, due to the mutation of your martial soul, only had half a level of innate soul power. Care to explain that, master? Yu Xiaogang was speechless for a moment, but he countered, martial souls of the same type can still have different qualities, which explains the varying innate soul power. My case is an exception caused by the degradation of my martial soul. He'd managed to circle back. Too bad for him. Tang Lan had a knockout punch ready. Alright, then how do you explain Mom's innate full soul power with the blue silver grass? Tang Lan shot back. Yu Xiaogang frowned. He glanced at the others, feeling a bit irritated. Was Tang San's twin martial soul just fodder for idle gossip now? Tang Lan didn't wait for an answer. He turned directly to Tang San and asked, Little San, tell us yourself, how did you get your innate full soul power? Tang San. Weren't you supposed to be the bad guy? Why are you throwing me under the bus? Tang San didn't even know how much innate soul power he really had. It had all been developed bit by bit using the Xian Tian technique. What did it have to do with the quality of his martial soul? Xiao San, tell me the truth, Yu Xiaogang said confidently. Just stick to the facts. Oh, great, Now he's practically daring Tang San to rat him out. Tang San grimaced. He couldn't exactly lie for Yu Xiaogang's sake, so all he could do was. I don't know how much innate soul power I have, but it's definitely not full. The process is similar to my 9-yang divine skill. I developed it bit by bit. That one sentence stunned everyone except Tang Lan. Yu Xiaogang was flabbergasted, dumbfounded, his worldview completely shattered. His theory was wrong. Flanders, Zhu Zhuqing, and the others were floored. How could someone be born with full soul power and then improve it later? Wouldn't that defeat the whole point of it being innate? But some people had more specific questions. Ning Rongrong blurted out, wait, Uncle Tang, didn't you say your innate soul power was level 3? That was the level Tang Lan had deliberately understated and left behind, but the others didn't know that. It was a crushing blow to Yu Xiaogang. Tang Lan's martial soul quality was undeniable, so that innate soul power, something was definitely wrong with his theory, but now no one cared about him. They were all staring at Tang San like he was some kind of alien. Wait, so you know how to boost your innate soul power, and you've been keeping it a secret from your brother? Tang San looked ashamed, unable to defend himself. Tang Lan stepped in to smooth things over. How old was little San back then? I doubt he even understood what was going on. It's normal he wouldn't say anything. He looked at Tang San, his eyes full of trust. If little San had his current understanding back then, he definitely wouldn't have been so stingy about sharing. After all, we're brothers. Why would he be so selfish? Tang San felt even worse after that. He wasn't really an ignorant kid back then. He had the soul of a fully grown adult living inside him, but because of some lingering sect mentality, he had chosen to keep it a secret. Now it seemed, had he really been a bit selfish? The others didn't know the full story, so they didn't press any further. They turned back to Yu Xiaogang, alright, master, back to the debate. Yu Xiaogang was speechless. How could he even argue with that? His own disciple had just testified against him. He didn't even have a chance to lie. He could only say, with great difficulty, fine, my first theory might not be entirely comprehensive, but the rest are definitely sound. Good grief. Was Tang Lan's biggest talent his stubbornness. Zhu Zhuqing spoke up, icy as ever. If the bottleneck of the soul ring doesn't prevent a soul master from improving their soul power, why doesn't anyone just level up to a title Douluo and then get the soul ring? Maybe it would last 100,000 years. Tang Lan looked at Zhu Zhuqing in surprise. It was rare for the ice girl, who usually only spoke when absolutely necessary, to say so much at once, and the effect was devastating. She had directly called Yu Xiaogang out on his BS. Tang Lan had questioned him in the same way before. Seeing this, Ning Rongrong wasn't about to be outdone. Isn't saying that the amplification effect of a martial soul's true form is directly proportional to the quality of the martial soul just stating the obvious? She said. Otherwise, why are they divided into the upper 3 sects and the lower 4 sects? Why is the 7-treasure glazed tile pagoda considered the best support martial soul? Is this really something you spent time researching? Yu Xiaogang continued to be speechless. Master, you always say there are no useless martial souls, only useless soul masters. So, are people with 0 innate soul power all just useless? Dai Mubai pressed his advantage. Tang Lan had used that very sentence to criticize Yu Xiaogang before, but he hadn't been able to refute it. Seeing this, Oscar was eager to join in, but after glancing at Tang San's gloomy face, he backed off. Was Yu Xiaogang still his teacher? Zhao Waoqi didn't have such concerns. He had to speak up, or he'd look like a jerk. Master, your theory of martial soul mimicry suggests that, even early in the soul master world, there were plant soul masters who absorbed beast soul rings. And vice versa. I met a few when I was younger, but their martial souls weren't generally very strong, so they weren't very popular. I don't think this should be considered your theory. It's more like a summary of some existing knowledge. Yu Xiaogang's face twitched. That was an obscure discovery he'd stumbled upon during his travels. He'd shamelessly passed it off as his own theory, thinking he'd get away with it. But now he'd been exposed. Seeing his cherished theory torn to shreds one question at a time, Yu Xiaogang couldn't help but feel despondent. Life was meaningless, he was tired and wanted to fade away. He wasn't in the mood. Chapter 60. Even if I scold you, I still have to use it to my advantage. Card Bug Brush 8 Spider. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Edited content. Chapter 60. Even after I call you out, I'll still use you. Bug card, Brush 8 Spider Spears. Just when Yu Xiaogang was about to throw in the towel, Tang Lan unexpectedly spoke up for him. Hey! You can't question the master's dedication. He systematically compiled this knowledge, most of which is usually only available to nobles and the upper class. Selling this book would break down that knowledge barrier and benefit countless soul masters. Yu Xiaogang was stunned. This was Tang Lan, actually talking to him. He felt a flicker of emotion and a twinge of guilt for snatching Tang San's spotlight, but then, Tang Lan changed the subject. Master, I heard you spent some time at Spirit Hall when you were younger. Which of the Spirit Hall's 10 core competencies of Wuhuan did you record in your book? You need to make sure you credit them, otherwise people might think you're trying to pass it off as your own. Yu Xiaogang was speechless. He thought he was getting a compliment, but this was a direct hit. How could Yu Xiaogang answer that? Almost all of Wu Huan's core competencies were recorded in Spirit Hall. He just happened to organize and publish it systematically. He was able to get away with releasing it under his own name because Bibi Dong was in charge of the Spirit Hall, and they didn't bother to call him out, but now, Tang Lan had exposed him. Yu Xiaogang went completely silent, staring blankly ahead and muttering to himself like a madman. That's too much. Flanders said angrily. He's still your elder, how can you be so rude? Who cares about him? Ning Rongrong retorted. My real elders deserve respect, but him? Not so much. She showed no mercy, and realistically, given Ning Rongrong's background, Flanders couldn't afford to offend her. She wasn't a Shrek student anymore, and the favor Ning Fengji granted wasn't in play anymore. How could a little seven-ring soul saint risk upsetting the Seven Treasures glazed tile school? Flanders understood, snatching Tang San away today was a lost cause. He could only tell Tang San, Xiao San, you're on your own now. Supporting Yu Xiaogang, he walked towards the door. Since he couldn't win, there was no point in sticking around. Master. Tang Lan called out, I'm heading to Tiando City to start a new Advanced Soul Master Academy. Would you be willing to teach there? You can still teach my girl. If your theories are wrong, you can keep refining them. N. The 9 Yang divine art has a ton of benefits, including cleansing the marrow. It can help you break through that level 29 bottleneck. No problem at all. Yu Xiaogang's vacant eyes snapped back into focus. He stopped and stared at Tang Lan in disbelief. Are you serious? Yu Xiaogang questioned, after all that had happened, he would still be accepted. Of course, Tang Lan said frankly. You're Xiao Sanzi's teacher and one of his few family members. Our debate is just a debate, it doesn't change that relationship. What a huge heart. So open-minded. Such vision. Not just Tang San, even Dai Mubai and the others were impressed. Look at that level of thinking. The light in Zhu Zhuqing's eyes brightened slightly. He was indeed the man she had fallen in love with. Yu Xiaogang looked confused. After a moment of hesitation, he gave Flanders an apologetic glance. Sorry, brother, I gotta chase a brighter future. Flanders looked dejected. He understood Yu Xiaogang's choice, but it still felt like a betrayal. But as a sworn brother, could he really stop Yu Xiaogang from seeking improvement? Silently, he released his hold and walked out of the Tang Men Inn alone. Yu Xiaogang watched Flanders leave, feeling helpless. Tang Lan could tolerate him because of Tang San's connection, but Flanders and Tang Lan had fundamentally different perspectives that were almost irreconcilable, so, he didn't try to keep Flanders around. Maybe this was for the best. The atmosphere turned awkward. Tang Lan glanced at Tang San, who understood. He stepped forward to help Yu Xiaogang. Teacher, I have a lot of questions, and I'd appreciate your help answering them. Yu Xiaogang gratefully accepted the offer, but he waved off Tang San's support and walked quickly forward with his hands behind his back. The host created a gap between Yu Xiaogang and Tang San, and got Yu Xiaogang to join the Tang sect for your use. Stole a small amount of Tang San's luck. Reward, the great success of capturing the dragon. Since the dragon capturing hand wasn't used much, Tang Lan hadn't used it often after learning it. The effect after completion, the distance is farther, and the suction power is stronger. The original distance was, level times 2 meters, now it becomes, level times 4 meters, that's 47 times 4 is equal to 188 meters. With a radius close to 200 meters, the possibilities were endless. Now that the two were out of the way, the atmosphere suddenly became lively. Uncle Tang is amazing. Ning Rongrong said with a smile. You beat up a well-known master, and now he works for you. What a genius. What are you talking about? Oscar retorted. The sect leader is well organized. And very understanding. That's right. The kid is talking nonsense. Xiao Wuji couldn't help laughing. Everyone looked at each other, then the whole room burst into laughter. Today's drama was really exciting. Tang Lan was also pretty proud. He had slapped Yu Xiaogang in the face, alienated him from Tang San, but still managed to make him work for him. killing 3 birds with 1 stone. And the 9 Yang divine art? Just something he made up, but Yu Xiaogang would have to annex Lanba Academy for the Tang sect. A total steal. And Tang Lan didn't have time to teach him. He'd have to learn slowly from Tang San. Tang San had never practiced 9 Yang magic, so he wouldn't be able to explain it clearly. He'd have to bite the bullet and teach Yu Xiaogang from scratch. Whether or not he could actually learn it just depended on his talent. Tang Lan was making money from both sides. Why not? After everyone calmed down, Tang Lan asked them to go back to their rooms and sealed the entire Tangmen in with blue-silver grass. That way, there was no need for anyone to stand guard at night. Tang Lan would know if there was a problem. Everyone went back to their rooms. Old Zhao, hang back for a bit, Tang Lan called out. Xiao Wuji looked confused. After everyone else had left, Tang Lan revealed the 8 spider spears behind his back. Old Zhao, help me break these. Huh? Sect leader, are you sure? Xiao Wuji asked, just to be clear. Yep. Tang Lan nodded. These 8 spider spears are kind of brittle. If you break them and reshape them, they'll be stronger after they're reforged. Makes sense. Although Xiao Wuji wasn't sure if that was how it worked, Tang Lan could defeat masters. If he said it would work, then it probably would. He unleashed his soul skill directly, the powerful Vajra palm. Brace yourself. Tang Lan quickly activated the Vajra indestructible body and the immortal seal, then focused on dodging to weaken the impact. Clang. There was a crisp sound. The golden light on Tang Lan's body shook, but he actually withstood Xiao Wuji's palm. A palm from a 7-ring soul saint with soul skills. Xiao Wuji was shocked. Even though he had held back, his level was still a factor. He should have been able to break the defense, right? My bad, Tang Lan said, deactivating the Vajra indestructible body. Try again. When that state was active, defense increased 5x, but speed decreased 5x. Xiao Wuji was hesitant, but then he slapped his hand again. Click. The 8 spider spears cracked, but Xiao Wuji's attack speed couldn't keep up, and the cracks on the 8 spider spears healed on the spot. Soul bone technique, regeneration. This was now a passive effect and was always active. Tang Lan continued, Old Zhao, don't worry about holding back. You won't kill me. When Xiao Wuji heard that, he was all in. Then I won't be gentle. He immediately hit it with everything he had. That's when Xiao Wuji had his mind blown. I have a bad fever yesterday with my baby, so I had to cook and give my baby Chinese medicine until around 5 o'clock and I was super tired. Take a day off. Tomorrow is a new month, work hard to earn 8,000 a day.